Hey there, film fans. I'm Jeff.
I'm Dave.
And I'm John, and welcome back to The Love of Cinema, a pod in which we'll challenge one another to discuss movies both new and old with a strictly positive critical eye.
That's right, and to avoid lazy negativity, we decided to make this episode a drinking game. I'm waiting for Dave to crack his beer. There it is. So anytime we say anything negative at all about each other, about this film, about whatever Dave does around this bear trap, you're going to hear this sound. That sound means we're taking a drink, and we hope you drink along with us.
So, pour yourselves a glass as we hit the late 40s where the radios were bigger than the 90s car phones.
Oh my God. Awesome. Fucking awesome. Cheers, guys.
It's surprised it didn't take two men to carry it.
Guys, I don't care what you say. That scene could be like almost exactly the same in a movie from today, and it would totally work. Maybe like the 80s, 90s, but I loved it. I thought that was great. We're going to talk about it. These are, of course, references to our featured movie of the week, which is White Heat from 1949. Why? Because the random year generator spun 1949, and we've already been there. Do you guys remember what we talked about the last time we went to the year 1949?
Are you talking about the number one British film according to the
Oh my God, you remember last week's episode end?
The Third Man.
That's right. We did do The Third Man last time we talked about 1949, but that was technically before the Random Year Generator series, if I remember correctly. Or it was at the very beginning. It was a long time ago, and my notes look weird from 1949. So if you're new to the show, we're going to set up the context. We're going to give you some things that was going on in 1949. Both in film world and in the actual world, just to set the movie in its place. And then we're going to talk about the film itself. If you're anxious and you're short on time and you just want to get to our conversation, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Check the chapters, check the show notes. We keep them tidy. Scoot ahead about a half an hour or so. At the end of the episode, we'll tell you what we've been watching. We got some good ones. They're in the show notes too. And we got some mini reviews. I know John saw at least one. Did you see more than one?
I saw two.
John's got two mini reviews.
I did see one last week and I forgot about it. So two.
Nice. Those are in the episode title. I don't know what they are yet. Dave doesn't know what they are yet. And we're going to do sponsors and everything too. But we have to vote on what we thought about the movie so that we are held accountable for the entire episode until we get to the conversation. Yeah. So that's our little tease for everybody. So let's do it before we do the sponsors today. Before we do the sponsors, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and we're going to say whether or not it's not for me. It was okay. Great. Gold star. I don't have the it was shit. Dave, did you take the it was shit off?
No, fucking tragic is still there. It's probably just scroll your panel over.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah to that. Fuck you guys. Okay, fine. Anyway, I'm ready when you are. You ready to vote on what we thought of the film?
Yeah. Hit your new button.
Okay, here we go.
This is for the Matt and Marc Movie Show.
You changed my buzzer, you piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong? Why is he still farting? Why is he still farting? Dave, you piece of shit. How long have you been planning that, you goddamn bastard? You fucking
about 4 hours.
I just did a test. Fuck you. I just did a test.
So we don't have a drum roll. We do have
a drum roll now. I put it back.
You dick.
Okay.
3, 2,
I've already pushed the button.
1. You fucking dickhole. Oh my God. God damn it.
Nice.
How long was that fart that he just did?
It was about 18 seconds, I think.
Oh my God.
Like long enough to have to see a doctor.
They're about to start recording, guys. Should we hop on to theirs? They share their info for us today. Anyway, John, shout our sponsors out so we can keep this episode moving.
We have a beer sponsor named Carlos Barroso. The handle is in the show notes, cbarroso.beer. Yeah, you can go there. You can follow him and see all the beer making shenanigans. Mr. Carlos, what's up? Send me some beer. We also have a music artist in residence. His name is Dasein, Dasein. You can find all the music available on all the usual music platforms. You can find the links in our show notes, or just go wherever you'd listen to music normally and you will find them. Dasein, Dasein. You're welcome. Let's also give one shout out to Jeff and I had a professor, teacher. We eventually worked with him with Dave on a movie where he acted for us. And Richard Gang left us a few weeks ago. I believe it was a few weeks ago. And we just wanted to pour one out and cheers one up for him. Richard, we miss you, buddy.
Happy Bum
Radio.
What a powerful life.
Bum.
Oh boy.
Okay. What was your favorite Richard quote from the week we spent with him?
It had to be Jeffrey. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Jeffrey. Fuck you. Okay.
My favorite, without a doubt, is the story that I always tell when Richard had a creed and that he would take from Sandy Meisner's classes. Anyone who knows the old acting methods, one of the great group theater masters who became one of the legendary method teachers, Sandy Meisner, Richard took from a student of his. So he was like a second generation or third generation, depending on how you look at it. And he used to always challenge people and yell at them in the middle of a scene and all these exercises in class. How do you feel? How do you feel?
How do you feel?
And one time, Jeff and I were very quietly alone, like 3 doors away from him. And he was alone with the makeup artist in the green room.
God.
And we just heard him scream through all those doors. How do you feel? So he was clearly teaching a lesson to somebody who probably didn't give a goddamn.
Just let him put his makeup
This old
on.
man rant in their face. Oh, boy.
Okay, my favorite line from especially the time we were there is that we had a friend who's a little bit of a dom, and I think she said that to him, and he just goes, "I'm afraid of you."
Yes. Dude, I swear to God, I think he was just having a land of you, but oh my God, he told you to get fucked so many times on that shoot.
I think, okay, I quote him all the time because I do teach it now, but not that. But anyway, I teach something, and I use his references all the time. But I'll just say there was one time that I had to do like an old man, like I had to be an old man in a scene. I didn't have to do an old man. Dave, I see you fucking, I had to be an old man in a scene, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I didn't prepare or anything, so I just had like a big stick.
Just for putting that image in my head.
I had a big like walking stick, and I said my first line of my Spoon River monologue.
As Richard,
I went like in my old cloak, and all I hear is "oh" from his chair in front of the whole class. It was, and I just like looked up a little bit, like right at him, and he's just fucking staring at me. He was just like, "oh."
Terrible.
One line into it.
Awful. Yeah, he didn't believe anything.
Second chances? Nope, nothing.
God damn, he was good at what he did, though, and he definitely impacted us. So,
very good.
All right. Thank you for that, John. Let's do some mini reviews, and then Dave and I, we can get to some news and shit after that. What do you say?
Let's do it. All right. So a few weeks ago, I guess it was 2 weeks ago at this point, because I forgot last week, I saw Derek Cianfrance's Roofman, that movie with Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst.
Yep.
And cool, what's his name, dude? He's in all of his movies, remember?
Brian Gosling or Ben Mendelsohn?
No. Yeah, thank you, Mendelsohn. It was a really good movie that no one is seeing. And it's one of those where, like, I totally understand where nowadays that kind of movie, it's hard to get people to come to a theater. And anyone who may have seen some promos for that, saw a trailer for that, the stakes seem so low, even though it's based on a true story about this criminal in North Carolina, where I'm from, in my city, basically right near us. When I was a kid, like this was happening. And this criminal, kind of he breaks out of jail and then like lives in a toy store basically, and kind of starts seeing this woman and going to church and kind of has these 2 lives and gets caught and all, it's all this stuff that you think is going to happen, but it's all real and it's true. And then Derek Cianfrance is just so fucking good at capturing realism and finding the humanity in all of his characters. And there's humor, which he doesn't always put into a lot of his movies. A lot of like Blue Valentine and
Valentine is
very heavy.
No
dramas.
humor in it. It's so heavy.
Yeah, very heavy.
I saw that on Valentine's Day. Whew.
This is worth watching. That's my pitch. It is exactly what you think it is. It's just really good. It's just a really good version of that. So you should go see it. And then the last thing I saw was Bugonia. Got into the theater this weekend.
That's
Guys,
on my list for next week.
Really liked it. I may have loved it, but I know I really liked it. Can't stop thinking about it. We talked a lot about it after, like the minute after it was over. Elizabeth and I were just sitting there and talking about it in the theater while the credits were going. Kept talking about it afterwards. I've thought about it since then. I'm calling it right now. I am calling it. You are definitely going to see some awards nominations for this film for sure. Jesse Plemons is fucking perfect in this movie. Like, she's good too. Emma is always good, and we've seen her be amazing in most of his films, right?
And multiple
she's
of his
not a
films,
slouch.
yes.
Multiple of his films for sure. So I'm not saying she doesn't do her job, and I don't want to give anything away about what the what the story ends up being about and what you think it's about and what it's not about. But my God, Jesse Plemons is fucking remarkable. He has my vote. I think he's probably going to win Best Actor this year. Fucking amazing. Everyone should go see it. Yeah. And I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but I struggle with his films. I am not a outright Yorgos Lanthimos fan. I disliked Poor Things, the one that was so celebrated. And I think he's super talented. I'm always aware when I watch his movies, I'm like, well, there's another fantastic movie. That one might be a masterpiece. They just don't really speak to me. This one is definitely my favorite of his films that I've seen. And I think I
more than
bitched
The
about
Favorite.
this.
I like The Favorite. That's fun. Lobster.
I liked The Favorite. I might love this. Again, like this is definitely my favorite movie of his. It might be my second favorite movie of the year to One Battle After Another. I still think that's my favorite one. I think this one's number 2. Anyway, I just want to say this really quickly because I think I made this comment last week and I've been talking about it privately a lot. I often feel that our A-list directors and A-list talent no longer make small films to show people, look, you can do it. This is a perfect example. Now, would it be as good without those faces you recognize who are brilliant actors? Probably not. If I made this film independently with unknown faces, it might just come off as intellectual. But with these kinds of performances, with that level of talent, anyway, the point stands. He did not need a $200 million budget. His canvas did not need to be gigantic. He made a tiny film, and it might be his best film. Honestly, I just thought it was so fucking good. So
he makes a lot of movies
for all those reasons. He does make a lot of movies.
He made one since Poor Things. I feel like Poor Things to this is a normal amount of time for a director, but he just threw in.
Yeah.
What was that one?
Kinds of Kindness.
And I did not see that one because, again, I'm not usually drawn to his stuff, but I was really intrigued by this, and I'm really glad I saw it. Anyway, you guys are going to love it. I think anybody who's watching this is going to love it. And I'll say this one last, I swear to God, last comment, because I've made this comment for all the other ones. One Battle After Another, Eddington, and Jesus, what's the fourth one? There have been 4. This is the 4th one, and what was the other one? My favorite A-list directors from this year, all of them made political films, but none of them are so overtly political that you feel like you're being propagated any kind of statement or you're being preached at or anything like that. They all approach them in their own way, and they were all fucking really great. And I'm just excited we're back in a time where people are making movies about that kind of stuff. Really, really, really exciting. I might scream out if I think of the other director I was thinking of, but holy hell.
Yeah,
who else would it be?
3 o'clock in the morning, the phone will ring
after another,
screaming at us.
And it was this. And then there's another movie that came out, a big movie that came out this year. There was another, obviously, political film. And it was from another really big director. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Sinners. Okay, moving on.
Sure.
It's kind of political. Okay. Dave, you want to get news or gripes going here?
I have nothing this week.
Wow.
He has nothing this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, except just that fucking Matt and Marc gag. I still hear that fart right now. I'm going to hear it in my sleep tonight. Okay.
Probably because we told that guy where you live.
Yeah. I feel like I was going to gripe about daylight savings time, and I don't know. I'll just say it's not our fault that Michigan or whatever is in our time zone. Are they in our time zone? Ohio, whatever. I don't know who's in our time zone. It's not our fucking fault. They're so fucking far away from us that 1 hour, all of a sudden it's dark at 4:30. It makes no fucking sense. I know it's just 1 hour. Don't tell me it's the fucking farmers. All right, the farmers are just going to feed the cows an hour later because the time zone? No, they're going to feed them when the fucking sun comes up, every single goddamn time. So I know that the bus stops are dark over there, but we're fucking depressed. Everybody here gets really sad and annoyed and angry when it's fucking dark at 4:30, just out of nowhere. And it's literally 6 weeks from the end of the year, from the shortest day of the year, and it just gets fucking pitch black on us. And I know we bitch about daylight savings time, but I thought it was supposed to end. I thought we were done with it. Fuck.
You didn't press the buttons, so you're not safe.
Dude, no.
Do you remember my favorite story about daylight savings time?
What?
When they were, I used to live right on the border in Queensland and in New South Wales in Australia. And New South Wales has it, Queensland doesn't. So the radio station down there had to announce 2 different times of the day because it went forward an hour as across the border. So they were talking about giving Queensland daylight savings time. And this woman rang the radio station and went off about who the fuck's going to pay for the damage to her curtains from the extra hour of daylight a day.
Damage to her curtains?
Is the government going to pay for all that extra sunlight hitting your curtains?
Oh, so that happens outside of America? People just don't take them seriously?
She was 100% serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Queensland.
Yeah.
Good on yous.
We've been complaining a lot about this too, though, you guys. It feels like unusually dark this year. I don't know why.
We just get
like
so
it's
sad
getting dark
and
here, like
depressed.
4:30, 4:45. It's dark by 5 o'clock. I totally remember being a child and like being at soccer practice in the fall and being like, "Wow, it's dark and it's only 5 o'clock." But I don't know why. It's just it's really jarring this year. It's like it's pitch black outside. It's anyway, crazy shit.
All right.
All right, good stuff. We have gripping material on this show. By the way, I think my other movie I was mentioning was I think the other movie I was mentioning was Good Fortune for the other political movie.
Yeah.
I would say that's a political film, and it's. Did you guys see it yet?
That's true.
Did y'all go see it?
Yeah.
Dave, I know you saw it, and for your Y job. Jeff, do you see movies in the theater anymore?
Shut up! I'm on a movie podcast. You can't call me out like that. I had to adjudicate this weekend. I'm on a board, which means I set up tables and print out pieces of paper. Board.
Excellent.
For free. Okay.
All right.
Wait, did we already talk about Google and Disney Plus?
You.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's move on. We'll move on. Google gave everybody who's YouTube TV $20 for their for not having ESPN and ABC.
Oh,
They just said, "Hey, here's a $20 credit." How nice of them. Okay, let's move on. I'm just happy that F1's on Apple TV starting next year.
Next year.
It starts in 2026. Yeah. Well, I know. Fucking end of the season. Whatever. Okay. We're not a Formula One show. Are you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were talking about the movie. I was like,
no,
is it still not on? Okay.
No.
Wow.
No,
Sweet.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know.
And
if
are you ready to watch? Is it MMA is going to be on Paramount?
I don't give a
Plus?
shit about that. Fuck.
Yeah,
I don't care about
skipping
that.
right past that.
But you know who might want to watch it? Your wives. Like women seem to.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it. Your mum.
Men beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, Dave. That's right. Fuck you, John.
Come on.
No.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, maybe for a second. That's why boxing was good. Yeah, they hit each other in the head, but like guys on the ground, just like I don't know. It's not Jello wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I don't like it.
So my wife is the only one who likes watching MMA. I got it.
Yeah. If I don't know. If I want to watch someone, no, I'm not doing that joke.
Come on.
And braked it.
All right, you guys ready to talk about 1949? Do you remember when we talked about The Third Man, what the highest grossing film of 1949 is? We're talking just a few years after World War II ends, of course. What was the highest grossing film that came out in 1949? And I'll tell you right now, I use Wikipedia and I'm not ashamed of it. I don't trust anybody.
Ozu's Late Spring.
It's a pretty good guess. I'm going to go ahead and just, you know what? I'm not going to buzz you.
It's not a good guess.
Because it's definitely, well, at least you mentioned a movie that came out this year, Dave. But
I can mention a movie. I can actually guess at this if you give me a second.
Remember, they don't
Adam's
trust.
Rib.
Adam's Rib is not on my list here. But remember that.
Wow.
No, but remember that they don't really count anything outside of America. I don't think they trust the numbers. I don't know if they didn't share information, but I just see domestic rentals on the Wikipedia list. And I looked at the numbers. I looked at Box Office Mojo. I Googled. I tried to Google my heart out. Nobody gives me numbers. No, I'm sorry, guys. The actual correct answer is Jolson Sings Again.
Of course.
Was it a sequel or just misleading title?
That was my next guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's been singing. Jazz singer was in the 30s, right? So, hey.
Ow.
Oh.
Wait, that was in the 20s. Jazz singer was in the 20s. So
and the 30s
27.
and probably the 50s and the 60s.
Who knows? Another jazz singer.
Yeah.
The jazz singer with more blackface in the 30s.
Right.
Ooh, rough stuff.
Yeah, I didn't do it. Number 2, Battleground for MGM. Number 2, Battleground. Number 3, I Was a Male War Bride. And that is MALE. I Was a Male War Bride. I feel like that's a movie that would get censored today with our current administration. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Male War Bride.
Number 4, Sands of Iwo Jima.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that
distributed
came out
by
this year.
Republic. Sands of Iwo Jima. Number 5, The Stratton Story for MGM. And the rest of the top 10 comes out as Pinky and Mr. Belvedere Goes to College for 20th Century Fox. Neptune's Daughter came in at number 8. Number 9 is Little Women, starring Elizabeth Taylor, of course, and others. And Sorrowful Jones comes in at number 10. But yeah, Little Women. Everybody thinks, oh, you got the 90s one and then you got the Saoirse one. No, 1949. Young Liz Taylor, she wasn't even Joe. She was like Amy or Beth or One of those sisters. A couple other pieces of news. Guys, the Ealing comedies had a great year. Do you guys know anybody that maybe had a movie come out this year who has a family legacy to the Ealing comedies?
No.
Wait, you don't?
No.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
Sir Michael Balcon, right? Isn't it Sir Michael Balcon like ran the Ealing comedies? It's Daniel Day-Lewis's grandfather. Was like the man who founded the Ealing comedies.
Sure.
Get the fuck out of here, you pieces of garbage!
I didn't retain that trivia.
And Daniel's mom was like an actress before she was born, and then her dad was like a famous writer and poet.
I knew he was the poet laureate, but I did not know that
his grandfather, I believe through his mom's side, but I could be wrong about that. But I believe through his mom's side, he ran the Ealing comedies. How about that? Anyway, Passports of Plimco, Whiskey Galore, and Kind Hearts and Coronets were released in the UK, leading 1949 to be remembered as one of the peak years of Ealing comedies. Everybody remembers it. One of the peak years of the Ealing comedies.
Cool.
November 15th.
Is that like America's version of Monty Python or something? Nobody else outside the country knows what it is?
I don't know how to follow that up, Dave. November 15th, following the prior year's Supreme Court decision in United States versus Paramount Pictures is split into two separate companies with the creation of Paramount Pictures Corporation for production, distribution, and United Paramount Theaters for theater operations. Do you guys remember this? So now,
Paramount. Now they wish they were only two companies.
Yeah.
This is a big trust. They broke them all up, right?
Now, in a weird way, even though they're both Paramount, technically, it's actually almost like three steps. You have the people who make the film, you have the people who distribute the film, and then you have the exhibitors, three different sets. And yeah, this was it. That was a landmark ruling, right? 1949. We're still dealing with that today. Okay, awards, pretty quick. All the King's Men won a whole bunch of things, including film director and actor for Broderick Crawford. It also won writing. Remember, this actually came up in our All About Eve episode. The writer-director of A Letter to Three Wives was Joseph L. Mankiewicz, who won an Oscar for writing and directing this year.
You call him Mankiewicz, you bastard. Mankiewicz. That's how they pronounce his name. Don't you go with the fucking fatherland pronunciation.
When I was introduced for being on this board yesterday, they should have said, and Jeff Ostermuller. And I was like, get the fuck out of here with your German pronunciation. Guys, come on. We're not singing an art song. Joseph Mankiewicz won two Oscars this year for writing and directing. And guess what? The very next year, he wrote and directed All About Eve, which he won another writing and directing Oscar. So he won 4 Oscars, 2 for directing, 2 for writing in 2 years. How about that?
He was on fire until he crashed a studio.
Shelves were cheaper back then.
Shelves were cheaper. That's not for both of you guys. But I think the big thing that came out this year, and I think John was going to mention this, so I'm going to beat you to it. No, it didn't. This actually technically came out in 1948, but it didn't come out in America, or at least Los Angeles, until 1949. So the best foreign language film winner from 1948, although it technically won the award March 23rd, 1950, is Bicycle Thieves. So a year delayed from 1948, but there you go. Is that
Desika?
I mean, it's the film, dude. It's it. And then also, Olivia de Havilland would win for The Heiress, another monumental movie that came out this year, which inspired Martin Scorsese to make movies like that fucking Daniel Day-Lewis movie. What's it called?
Oh, come on.
Daniel Day-Lewis would rather do Michelle Pfeiffer, who's the mom of the daughter he's betrothed to. As good as it gets. Oh my God, the drinking is hit. It's 23 minutes today. It's a little earlier than usual.
That is the other movie that...
that movie is largely inspired by The Heiress.
This book... Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Hold on, I get you.
I feel like such an asshole. I had to rewatch it recently. But anyway, Olivia de Havilland would win for The Heiress this year in a pivotal film. And then once John finds out the name of this movie for us...
It's because they're listing his producing credits first. Come on, IMDb.
He's going to talk about other movies that he came out. I still can't remember it. I can't
either. Ready? I have it right here.
93?
It is called The Age of Innocence. Oh my God. Yeah. Which is based on a very famous book. And The Heiress and this book were considered like some of the iconic for the end of the 19th century novels that really captured like the state of the time, especially in America.
I can't keep that promise.
The takeaway from this is we got to stop letting middle schooler interns like research our show.
Oh, come on.
Those drunks.
The Heiress,
Right.
I've gotten to do that play before. William Wyler is like one of the greatest directors of all time from that period. And he directed this. It was also Monty Clift. So I said Olivia de Havilland, she won, but Montgomery Clift plays the young man. It is so good. What a beautiful
He should have
film.
won, but the supporting category was won by Dean Jagger, a 12 O'Clock High. Anyway, what other movies came out this year you want to shout out?
I did want to shout out Adam's Rib. I think that one's a great one. Kurosawa, Stray Dog.
Yeah, we almost did that. We could find it.
Yeah,
though,
we
right?
did almost do that. I wanted to mention that. Could we not find it?
There were a couple. Maybe it was Adam's Rib. One of these that we just like straight up couldn't rent or anything.
Yeah.
There's a version of On the Town. Is it the On the Town that came out this year? I think so.
Maybe the film version.
1949?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is the film version. I think. Isn't Frank in that? Isn't Mr. Sinatra in that fucking thing?
Of course.
Yeah,
Famously.
it is that one, right? So that's a very, very popular one. There's a version of The Secret Garden that I've heard is good. I've never seen, but it was like one of the, I think it's the first film rendering of this movie. Madame Bovary is supposed to be good. I've never seen it. And yeah, that's enough for now. All right, go see some movies.
All right, quick through the world news here. The last 6 surviving veterans of the American Civil War met in Indianapolis for the final GAR encampment. How about that? 6 Civil War survivors 80 years after the Civil War. And this is in 1949 when I don't even know if they had penicillin. So I don't know how they did it. And I don't know how they all made it to Indianapolis. That'd be funny if it was like the Oregon Trail where only 5 made it to Indianapolis. After 20 years of hardship due to the Great Depression and World War II, the economic resurgence had happened, except, guess what, guys? There was a very brief recession that happened beginning in 1948 and ending in 1949 for almost an entire year, followed by a period of monetary tightening by the Federal Reserve. So we thought it was just a slope up. But you know what actually really helped is the some of the other world events, including NATO being formed and lasted until Donald Trump. And and I don't know, some other shit. Israel became a country.
Don't buzz that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God.
On August 10th, the National Military Establishment was renamed the Department of Defense until Donald Trump.
Until Donald Trump.
You're not getting away with 2 of them.
Okay. Sorry. It's all right. At least we can eat and travel and you know, go out in public and stuff.
Can't do any of those things.
Whoa. Anyway, Joe DiMaggio became the first New York Yankees player to earn $100,000 in a single year. Oh my gosh! And
That's too much money.
The New York Giants signed their first black players. This is the baseball Giants, I believe. Monty Irvin and Ford Smith. But guess what? Jackie Robinson became the National League's MVP. And I'm sure all of those Civil War survivors from the South were really happy about it. Sorry, that's my joke. You can buzz me. Come on, I know you reached for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. The Family Guy. Those Civil. You don't tell me. Tell those Civil War survivors. Okay. Silly Putty is introduced. Meryl Streep, Billy Joel, and Richard Gere were born.
Good year.
500,000 steelworkers struck. Maybe that's why there was a recession, too. That could have helped.
Yeah.
Communist forces gained power in China. I heard that went really well for America. Communism starting in China there in 1949, or at least gaining forces. How great is
they
that?
didn't freak out about that at all.
Nationals flee to Taiwan, and they've been okay with it ever since, China, for sure. Israel is
cool.
admitted to the UN. The Soviet Union lifts the Berlin blockade, and the Berlin airlift ends. Yada, yada. Oh, apartheid becomes the official government policy in South Africa. That's when it started, 1949.
Wow.
I kind of didn't know that, to be honest with you. Okay, let's get more positive. What do you say? The 7-inch vinyl records were introduced by RCA, known as 45s. How about that? They sound better than 78s, and they lasted longer. The first daytime soap opera, These Are My Children, started to debut here. How about that? John, in the words of John Say, it's a good change. The Hollywood land sign officially became the Hollywood sign when the city of Los Angeles removed land from the Hollywood sign and rebuilt the H. That's a good change. Hollywood land doesn't have the same ring.
Nah.
On June 23rd, the first 12 women graduated from Harvard Medical School.
Wow.
The first Volkswagen Beetle arrived in the United States. And let's get into the fun shit. Here we go. The most popular baby boy names were James, Robert, John, William, and Michael. Sorry, Dave. You didn't make it this time. The most popular girl names are also popular today. Linda, Patricia, Barbara, Mary, and Susan. I do know some Marys, and some Susies. And every improv sketch, it's a Susie. If there's a little girl, it's, hey, Susie.
Yeah.
Every fucking improv sketch, it's a goddamn Susie. The
One
average
movie
life
we were
expectancy.
watching,
Yeah.
Remember, and I was like, you think that was the first? It was like Susie and Billy, like the kids in the church.
They didn't think about it at all. They're like, done. Print. The average life expectancy, 65.2. Candyland also came out this year. How about that? The minimum wage increased from 40 to 75 cents, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it sounds like double to me. And I'll take double any day.
We're rich.
And Harvard raised its tuition to more than $500 a year.
Wow.
Couple prices. Here we go. You ready? Some prices. Apples, 4 pounds for 25 cents. Milk, 84 cents a gallon. That seems kind of high to me, honestly, for 1949, but milk, 84 cents a gallon. Bacon, 49 cents for a 1 pound package. Bananas, 15 cents a pound. That's not bad. M&M's, 23 cents for a 7-ounce bag. Coca-Cola was okay, we got 3 prices. Coca-Cola, 5 cents for a bottle. I always remember, for a nickel. Coca-Cola, 25 cents for a 6-bottle carton, saves you 5 cents. Or $1 for a 24-bottle carton. But don't worry, guys, Pepsi is only 23 cents a bottle, saves you 2 cents. Or 23 cents for a 6-bottle carton. Eggs were 49 cents a gallon, which I think also could be cheaper. Maybe they had a little avian flu going on, you know what I mean? Donuts were 15 cents a dozen. I'll take that at Krispy Kreme. Junket powder was 3 1.5-ounce packages for 29 cents for junket powder. And Dave, last but not least, Spam was 39 cents for a 12-ounce can. I bet you'd take that right now.
Bargain.
No TV shows, so the 5 most popular radio
I hope
programs.
this show doesn't go to Hawaii, because if they hear you like fucking with Spam, man, they're coming for you.
Yeah, whatever. They can take it. They can take it. They're tough. 5 most popular radio programs. Number 5, Captain Midnight. Number 4, Bing Crosby. That's it. Not Bing Crosby Sings, Big Crosby Shows, just Bing Crosby. Number 4, Amos and Andy. Number 3, Adventures of the Thin Man. Remember when we did the Thin Man, guys? The radio show. Number 2, that is marketing, people. 6 movies and a radio show? Come on. And number 1, Adventures of Sam Spade. Number 1 most popular radio program. The top 5 biggest pop music artists. Gordon Jenkins and his orchestra. That sounds like something that could happen in 2025 for sure. Yeah. Vic Damone. Come on, you know I love me some Vic Damone. Number 3, Bing Crosby. Number 2, Perry Como. And number 1, the Andrews Sisters comes in at number 1. Songs of the year. I've got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts by Freddie Martin comes in at number 5. Number 4, You're Breaking My Heart, Vic Damone, my boy. Number 3, by Perry Como, You're Adorable, the Alphabet Song. Number 2, Mule Train by Frankie Lane. And number 1, Riders in the Sky.
Do you guys remember when I used to get my hair cut by Perry Como's grandson? Do you guys remember that?
No, I don't. Actually, that's pretty interesting, though. You know what I love about that? Perry Como is a very famous, wealthy, successful man, and his grandson cutting Beyonce's hair.
That guy that he went to school with him. He was like a theater tech major, and his boyfriend in New York was named Paris. And I knew his last name was
we talked
Cuomo.
about this. I remember this. I just drank a lot when we met him. We saw him a couple times.
He was like, yeah, my grandfather was a singer. And I was like, oh yeah, what? That's cool. He was like, yeah, he was a barber, and he was like a singing barber. And I was like, are you talking about Perry Cuomo? Oh my God.
Do you remember when I played golf with Frankie Valli's brother, Al, who's a butcher?
Oh, that's daring.
That's awesome.
Alan Castelluccio. I played golf with him one time. Pudgy guy.
Castelluccio.
He's a butcher.
It's fucking fantastic. What a name.
So don't you know about the wedding I went to where I got in a lift to get to the wedding because it was blizzarding?
Yes, yes.
And the brother of the cop from Die Hard was driving the lift.
I mean, it's incredible.
The cop from Die Hard. You talking about Carl Winslow?
Yeah.
Reginald Vell Johnson?
His brother.
He's a national treasure, Dave. Reginald Vell Johnson's brother. Light skin and Viv. Okay. And last but not least, our favorite segment, which is why Dave, if you did this again, I'm going to fucking...
I'm shocked.
I'm so fucking happy. Wait, hold on. Wait, sorry. Wait, it's on a timer?
It resets after 10 seconds.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Well, I didn't introduce what it was anyways. Good first go.
Yeah, what was that even for?
We print our first drafts here on the show. Remember we used to edit the show? So
no.
The top 10 most popular food and beverage trends of the 1940s. Are you guys ready?
I only edit the show when John can't shut up about something.
Yeah, when I'd say something bad, and I'm like, dude, can you remove that?
I've done it once for me, or twice for me as well. So,
fuck you, John. The top 10 most popular food and beverage trends from the 1940s. Number 10, deviled lobster.
oh, I don't like
Deviled lobster.
that. I don't like
Number
that. at all.
9. Wait, lobster seems expensive. I don't know what's up with them.
Also, yeah, what are you fucking deviling it for? What's wrong with you?
Number 9. Hey, no buzzes detected there, Dave. That's good. Number 9, cornmeal pancakes. We love corn. We love pancakes. Let's get some cornmeal pancakes. Number 8,
pancake.
concentrated orange juice. Remember we bragged about it not being from concentrate? Well, in 1949, we were very happy to have concentrated orange juice.
That. That's the
I drank my share of Tang.
What else is in it? Just water and powder? Number 7, coleslaw. John's from the South, so he's like,
awesome.
Coleslaw. Awesome. Number 6, coconut cream pie.
Delicious.
Solid.
We love those cream pies. Remember in a Carousel? Boston cream. Carousel came out in 1947. Doesn't matter. Number 6, coconut cream pie. I already said that. Number 5, cheese, potato, and onion pie. I feel like this combination of pies in every year. There's some onion, there's some cheese. They just fuck it around, but it sounds great. I'll have that right now. Number 4, Cheerios. Not to be confused with Cheery Oats, its original name, which created the It's a Good Change.
It's a good change.
Number 3, Cape Cod Bay Brown Bread. Another little alliteration for you. Cape Cod Bay Brown Bread. Number 3. Number 2, bread pudding.
Weird.
And number 1,
nice,
most popular food and beverage trend from 1949 is Betty Crocker's cake mixes. That's it.
Just
simple, sweet, and easy. Just in general. We love making our cakes in 1949.
Chocolate. That's it, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just those two.
All right, friends. Well, that's
perfection.
it. All right, Dave. Well, set your buzzer here and don't let Apple Podcasts fuck with our chapters. We're going to set them ourselves here. Starting right now, we're going to segue into our featured conversation about 1949's White Heat. Are you guys ready for me to read the IMDb description? And then we're going to send it on our way. This is a first-time watch for all of us, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you guys rent it, or did you try out a subscription for
IndieFlix?
I had it IndieFlix like I did?
No, I rented it.
Yeah.
I'm the cheap bastard this time. Yes, I did. I did get an IndieFlix subscription. I did get it through Prime, so I'm very happy I canceled it. It is only $2.99 a month after that, but not necessary for me here. It's mostly shorts, I think, anyway. This is, of course, written by Ivan Goff, Ben Roberts, and Virginia Kellogg, who has a story credit, and she would go on to, I think, either win or be nominated for an Oscar for her story credit. This is when they did that back in the day. Music by Max Steiner. The producer, the first producer that came up is Louis Edelman. It is, of course, written by Raoul Walsh, whose name came up a couple times in things I researched. What the fuck did I say?
Directed by Raoul Walsh.
I blame an autocorrect for that. I swear I wrote the right thing. Raoul. See, this is what I mean. You guys just have to correct me in real time, and then we can move on. And then, of course, stars round-faced Jimmy Cagney. James Cagney, Academy Award winner.
So good.
Okay, I'm going to read the IMDb description, then we're going to send it on our way. Reminder for us. Dave and I gave this I like it, which is basically 4 out of 5. And John, 2 weeks in a row with a gold star. This is wild. I don't even know who you are anymore. 2 weeks in a row with a gold star, 5 out of 5. So we're definitely not starting with you. Dave, we're going to start with you. Here we go. A psychopathic criminal.
Did you just have a stroke?
Ow! A psychopathic criminal with a mother complex makes a daring break from prison and leads his old gang in a chemical plant payroll heist. What'd you think? What'd you feel? No stuffy criticism. Dave, what'd you think? Let's start with you.
First of all, I take issue with that description because that's like the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, there's more to the movie than just that last heist.
There's a ton more to the movie than that. And I will say, often I don't like older movies, but this one I appreciated their no-nonsense approach to like getting into the story. Because like, I'm not kidding, I could rave about the pacing of this for hours. And also the payoffs for certain exposition that early in the film that pays off later if you're paying attention. Like, it's extremely well structured. and very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm with you. My first note is, damn, this movie started hot.
Yeah.
This movie started hot. There's a fucking train robbery right at the top of this goddamn movie, and it was really well done. There's some really clever shit. And again, one of my favorite things that's coming up in these is when you have things that are really specific, meaning you trust your audience. So, for instance, early on in this train heist, oh, that sounds bad, Cody. Why don't you give him my social security number too?
Yeah.
Just because he said Cody, basically he's like, I'm a bandit and you're giving him my name. Now they can identify me. Now I have to kill. Like, all of this detail, they trust that I will get that. I will pick that up. And in 1949, not even in 1925, I've seen a lot more movies than most people in 1949 have seen because they had to go to the movies to see it than television.
Well, that's fascinating. The only way this movie was seen was in a theater.
Right. So they trust, and I can only imagine that whole opening sequence on there. So, okay. I'll tell you, you know what, I'm just going to say this because I think this movie is fantastic. I think that sequence, I actually played it because Angela's family lives in Torrance, California, which is not terribly far. And they actually originally lived in like Inglewood and some of those areas that you hear about in rap songs. Where that heist that they kind of spoiled here goes is very close. Actually, it's like sort of on the way to Angela's house. Sorry, I shouldn't give too much away about where she lives, but it's you wouldn't find it if you were listening to this podcast and wanted to find her parents. But anyway, those sequences were just so well done. It was.
What a roundabout that was.
Anyway, I was very close to giving it a gold star. I was very close to giving it a gold star.
Me too.
I think James Cagney's psychopathic, whatever that is, and they said it in the description, but whatever, sometimes they just were like, you're going to be a cold-blooded psychopath and sometime not. And I don't even give him full credit, but whatever they're doing to his psyche directorially or as an actor, I for some reason, that through line didn't quite mesh for me. And that's like the only reason I'm not giving it a gold star, because I think this movie is fantastic. I love the prison sequence. I wonder if Paddington 2 took some references from their prison stuff.
Probably.
I think that just like the buddy prison stuff, I think it was great. Moving on. John, what did you think?
Yeah, no, I thought it was, I mean, I gave it the gold star because if you, and you don't have to like love or old movies and love the genre, but I think for the context of a gangster movie, and it was from this time period, I mean, it was definitely like one of the best of those kinds of movies I've seen. So I felt comfortable saying that this was like, if somebody were to say, hey, I want to watch a classic gangster film, what's the best? I would list this immediately. Like, oh, you should definitely consider White Heat.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Consider, you know.
So fun.
So I felt like this was, I mean, and Cagney is just, you know, I'm ashamed to say it. I have created a list of all the movies I want to watch with him. I want to see Roaring Twenties. I want to see Angels with Dirty Faces. I want to see Public Enemy. I have not, the only one I've seen
Born on the 4th of July for sure. Or Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Sorry.
Because I was a fucking music theater major. That's the only fucking movie I've seen, which is probably like the lamest of his movies. I know George M is like a big deal, but like...
I feel like we've seen other Cagney movies.
I don't think I have, dude. I mean, those are the famous ones that I just listed. And this one, of course, and I haven't seen any of them. So I'm excited to watch all that stuff. He floored me. I've always, I've heard so much about him and all those books and everything that I read and listen to about the history. I mean, he was like the biggest movie star on planet Earth for a while. He was so huge. He was such a personality. And more than maybe the movie stars are hardworking. They're all really, really talented actors. I don't want to deflate that term, but he was also seen as a really, really good actor. So he was like kind of like the actors and character actors respected him. The critics respected him. And he had this, amazing star quality. And this was also kind of a big deal historically because this was the first movie he made back after coming back to Warner Brothers after they had this giant blow up and left.
He formed his own company, right?
Big feud. Sorry?
He formed his own company at that point.
Yeah. Him and like a lot of them were doing like producing their own stuff. Anyway, so there's a lot of like historical reasons why I think this is cool too. Raoul Walsh was like part of one of the, he like made some of the very early gangster films and Westerns. He was definitely one of the go-to gigantic,
Birth of a Nation is really
ridiculous
big,
list of resume.
It's almost unfortunate now after the Spike Lee, that he directed The Birth of a Nation, right? No, he was in it. He was in it. He was an actor.
He was in it.
Sorry, my fault. My mistake. Sorry.
That was Cecil, right? Cecil B. DeMille? Or was it?
No, it's D.W. Griffith.
It was D.W. Griffith. Thank you. So he was like a Western movie star in his own right when he was very young in the silent pictures, and then started directing. And he's just a real badass. One of those guys who just got handed a lot of big genre films in the studio system and just pumped them out. And a lot of them were very successful. And he helped define this genre of gangster films. So it's cool to see him like elevate it in a way with this kind of movie. All the stunts, I bought all of that stuff. They didn't have squibs back then, so they were using, actual marksmen with bullets and stuff. And my favorite thing that I'll just say right here at the top is that sequence that I said, oh, I think it's this movie. I'm finally going to get to see it. I've always wondered what that was from, and in the reels for Oscars. Look, Ma, top of the world. That scene. That's when he's standing in front of that fire. I mean, since I was a little kid watching the Oscars like that. When that would ever come up in the reels, because you can never hear dialogue, it's just, silent with orchestra music behind it, but they would show that. That was always in the reels, and I was always like, what movie was that? I just thought it was so breathtaking.
Is it the Batman movie where the Joker goes out? Because it looks very similar.
Very similar. They totally stole it from that, right? Tim totally ripped off that sequence in a great way, because, I mean, the suspense when they're running around that chemical plant is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just technical. I think the story also, I had that feeling that I get every now and then with really good, doesn't really matter with the genre, but really good crime films that are just, they're not too plotty. You find yourself just kind of wrapped up in the characters, and it kind of doesn't really matter what happens next, because they're probably going to commit more crime or break out of jail.
It's not too plotty, because I felt like I watched 4 movies in the 2 hours that ran for.
Oh yeah,
because you get more than one heist in this film. The bang for the buck ratio is high.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel slow.
No, it doesn't.
You said with the pacing,
at all.
It's really
the pacing
tight,
is brilliant.
But there's a lot happens, which is I love that feeling where I was like, God, I love when they just pack shit in.
Yeah,
and it doesn't feel too crammed. At the center of all of it, because of the way they made movies back then, was excellent dialogue.
And yet, they're doing things
wide
like
shots where you got to just watch actors
when they're tracking the cars, they're doing the science of tracking the car. And they're making you watch the science of tracking the car. It doesn't, you don't care, because it's just so interesting. It's
so interesting. And because you know what's funny too? You're hearing the same lines like 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
Because there's like, car number 3 is at 193rd and car number 2 is at 193rd. Oh, so we heard 193rd. Well, they must be at 193rd. And they're just, and it's like, and I'm still just like fucking floored. I love to what you're saying. Back to highlight the prison sequence, and I'm sure we'll get a little bit more specific or detailed or whatever, but like, there's not a rat, but there's a plant, right? There's like an informant. There is an undercover officer in this prison. That's one of the, I'm giving a little bit away, but it's not giving much away if you haven't seen the movie yet. But go see the movie, first of all. Go fucking go pretend like you're going to do indie flicks and fuck Jeff Bezos. Don't pay for it when your week is over, and just see this movie. But I kind of forgot about the guy being and I kind of knew, but I just put it in the back of my mind because I was so into this prison sequence thing, and then like the little bit of them trying to kill him, and like he was sad. I don't know, just fucking lost in it. Like I wasn't sitting there the whole time like, okay, well, when is this informant guy gonna? I was just like totally swept away by it.
Yeah, they
totally taken.
They put a section in, like, because that's what I'm talking about, exposition and payoff. Like they put a section in where it looks like he's gonna get found out, but the payoff for that doesn't happen for like 40, 50 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then when it happens, you're satisfied because you've got the closure of that. But you've also got all this other stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
I also thought it was really breathtaking when they opened the film of how brutal his murdering is. I mean, he kills so casually, and I don't know, you feel it. Like,
but it was
shots
justified.
Are so close.
I know. I'm saying this just because I said my thing about the psychopathic thing before, but like, there were witnesses. It made sense.
Yeah, sure. But it was also like, I don't know. It really helped me like know that I was afraid of this guy and his potential for what he was capable of doing. I was always aware of it. I mean, because he wasn't like a loose cannon in the sense like a Sonny where his hot temper might overtake him. Like, he was the smartest one all the time too, which was scary when somebody that crazy is that smart.
Yeah, but if you tripped his suspicion, your days might be numbered.
Yeah, you say Batman, I say Joker. If I'm Jack Nicholson creating the Joker, I'm watching him. Yeah,
Elizabeth,
especially
for sure.
Especially with all the vats at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally ripped that off.
Guys, you want to know how much I enjoyed watching this? Like, I'm in my 50s, and every time I needed to pee, I paused it. That's how much I enjoyed watching this movie.
We have a movie podcast and you're bragging about not missing any of the movie.
Come on, dude. Jesus Christ.
Guys, were you surprised by how many gas chamber jokes there were in 1949 here?
Not really.
They said like 4 gas. They're like, well, that's the gas chambers for you. I was like, guys, that was just a couple years ago. That's kind of sensitive.
These guys were murderers. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I mean, because that's how it was done. I think this was a period of time where like, capital punishment was still pretty rampant in most of the states, and I think they had switched most of the states from the electric chair to gas chambers at this point.
Yeah, gas is cheaper.
Which is pretty crazy.
Okay.
We're not,
Go ahead.
The cop. One thing I love so much about the structure of this movie is how they introduce, his name is Edmond O'Brien, but he plays Hank Fallon,
We've
who's
seen him
the
before,
undercover
right?
cop.
We saw him in High Noon. He was older with a beard. I feel like he had a beard for a lot of his later
That's
career.
his famous, that's the shot of him in IMDb is still, which by the way, guys, I still haven't seen that movie. I need to see it immediately.
I know, we missed you that episode. We'll catch you again.
That's but I loved structurally how they introduced him. Like, you didn't need more than that first scene. And I remember when it was happening where they're like, yeah, we're going to send you in. It wasn't like that early. It wasn't like within the first 5 minutes.
No.
And I was like, whoa, this guy's going to be a lead of the movie. He's going to be the cop. You think it's the other cop that they introduced immediately. And it's not. It's this other guy. I thought that was so fun that they didn't, in a lot of ways, it's like they didn't fucking care. They knew that the audience knew that there's going to be crime and there's going to be the law trying to catch them. How they do it, it's not really about connecting to any of these characters too much other than James Cagney. Like, he was the only person that everybody kind of orbited around him. So it didn't really matter like what you did with these other people.
Right.
And I don't mean to sound callous about that. I'm sure they did want to make sure we knew who they were and we could track their stories. But I don't know. I really felt like I knew who Hank Fallon was, but he felt more of like a means to an end for me in a real way. But I still enjoyed watching the whole thing.
When he did the fish
AKA
thing
Vic Pardo.
at the end, you knew what that came from because he was gearing up to go fishing at the beginning and stuff. That's, again,
and I
set up and pay off.
I just said what I said, but I did feel an emotional when he makes it out alive and cross through those pipes and they pull him in and they're like, he's with them. I was like, oh my God, he made it. Like, I was scared for him.
As soon as he got found out.
Like, it's funny when they set up the bit where the guy who was going to get out the next day, who would definitely recognize him, and then he didn't get out. And there's that tension there of like, I've got to do something to not be discovered by this guy. And then he turns up being the truck driver. If you watch the heist carefully, they choreographed every piece of action in that heist so that he is either not in the same place or facing a different direction so that he doesn't get seen by that guy in the heist. And it's noticeable. They've gone out of their way to keep them apart the whole way through the action. It's very smart.
Yeah, he pinched me. Oh, it's so good. And the way that conflict came up with the truck driver. I also love, he's like, hey, I think the battery's dead. It's like, yeah, if the battery's dead, it's going to have company. I mean, so you have I think it's great when you establish a movie really well. It's easy to do like good line. We've all seen movies where there's a lot of lines that are good, but like the movie sucks, so fuck them. And then there's also times where the movie's so good that the good lines just come, And we haven't even hinted at one of the, yes, James Cagney is a legend and Edmond O'Brien's a legend and stuff, but I think honestly, this movie is not John's gold star, and Dave and I like really itching towards a gold star without his mom and his wife being fucking incredible. What a weird role for the mom.
Ma was terrifying.
The mom knows he's this crazy psychopathic orchestrating killer gang leader. And she's the one who legitimizes him. She's the one who's willing to go to the cops and be like, just fucking follow me, you piece of, to like his wife, basically, like, you soft snowflake, like, just fucking lie and pretend to cry and I got you. And she goes to law enforcement and she actually pulls it off. And she doesn't have to be Meryl Streep. Like, she just fucking does it. She's like so badass. And of course, it does help that Virginia May is one of the most beautiful people ever, to the point that the Sultan of Morocco said it's the most beautiful blonde in the world. It is tangible proof of the existence of God, is how amazing Virginia Mayo looks. And 99% of this movie is her in a bad mood, complaining, wishing her life was different, and
selling people out.
Selling people out. Her conflict later, where she is kind of got, I know I'm frozen, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. The podcast, I'm still recording. So anyway, it's just the two of them together where at first it's hard to explain, but like the mom is, his mom, James Cagney's mom is obviously brilliant and coordinating, and that's just such a thing to wrap your head around. And you don't really know what's going on with her other than she's not really happy about this situation. But then later she kind of has her wits about her through that sequence later, like through the house and the barn and all that kind of stuff. I think it's essential. I think it's glue in this movie that really makes me want to push that gold star button. Is the two of them.
Well, and I would even say, I'm not taking anything away from how good they were, but it was almost like I was more excited because this guy was so crazy. I was more excited to see how these women who he had such affection for were going to fuck with his life.
Right.
Whether that was because of consequence of something happening to them or if they were going to manipulate him. Like, he is usually the smartest guy in every room.
Yeah.
And yet Virginia Mayo, manipulated him and lied to him, and he bought.
Oh yeah, he was.
Which is kind of hard to believe.
Never once doubted that he was 100% in love with her, no matter what. Like,
which is kind of crazy.
No matter what.
Even though she wasn't giving him her affection.
Yeah, when she badmouths him and he kicks the chair out from under her, he makes sure she lands on the bed and stuff. Like that's the kind of kindness I like in my domestic violence.
That scene in the barn,
just for the wordplay.
Just those two over the shoulder close-ups. He's so menacing and interesting to her when he's like he's got his arm in her throat and he's talking to her about how she went with that guy and how he double-crossed her, and man, he was just so fucking interesting. So yeah, because of their characters, one of the most iconic scenes in this movie is when he finds out that his ma's dead.
Yeah.
And he goes ballistic in the dining hall.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a scene.
Wow.
And he does it really well, but it's also in a way where I'm also kind of on my toes being like, I can't just take my eyes off the ball here. He also might be, it was genuine, but I feel like he was also filmed in a way where I was like, is he turning this into something? Because we also know that the plan was off. So I'm sitting there, I'm suspicious. You know when you watch murder mysteries and even the most genuine people are suspects in a murder mystery? You know what I mean? It's like, I was like, okay, this is real. It's unique and interesting and fucking strange, but awesome. But also, is he using this to his advantage because he's a psychopath? Maybe that's giving...
Obviously he did, right? Because he was in the straitjacket in the next scene. But I think all those things could be true at once. I think he also realized, I don't know if he was totally in control of himself the way he was reacting, but he did find a way to use it to his advantage.
Yeah, I
just can't believe how much fun he had.
100% dependent on his mother.
I think my favorite moment in this whole movie performance-wise was when he catches Hank Fallon trying to leave that night.
Yeah.
And he's like, come over here. And they go by the tree. And he's like, I was out here talking to Ma. Does that make me sound crazy? He's like, I really enjoyed it. That was a very grounded scene of my life, talking to Ma. And he's like, the performance was insane. Like, I started to see him like really unraveling. I mean, you could feel him cracking. But it wasn't so performative or so nuts too quickly. He even literally says, like, does that ever happen to you? Like, have you ever done that? Or do you think I'm crazy? Like,
also,
I don't know.
Also, at that point, he still hasn't found out and you're waiting for him to find out. So it's like, oh, he just shared something really personal. This is just going to hurt more when he finds out. Like, he's going to react even worse.
Fallon is a copper.
Which, of course,
when he finds out he's a copper, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That scene when it comes in and he's like, I fell for it. We all fell for it. This copper.
Yeah, you know what?
All right,
he gives him his dabs. I'm doing it too.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm going to say to that? I'm going to say this. Remember that's, I wish I had that dun, dun, dun. Remember when he goes, and they shot her in the back, and then there's just a fucking stinger. Do you remember that? Like, there's such a musical stinger where he's talking to the mom, she's dead. Oh yeah, and he shot her in the back, and then it's just like, stinger, and like, this motherfucker's gonna kill him, and then he finally gets him, and then he goes, catch! And he kicks him down the stairs.
Kicks him down the stairs.
Shoots him in the back through the door.
Catch! When he kicks him down the stairs.
Yeah.
All the stunt work. And Raoul Walsh was a big stunt guy when he was doing Westerns.
Right. Wait, we got to celebrate this. I'm so sorry. This is so great.
Believable.
Dave and I just switched. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you doing that, Dave.
Yep. This is an all-star.
Dave and I switched to Gold Stars. Film. And it's not just because of you, John. It's because we had a great conversation about this movie here. This movie's fucking awesome. We're not done with the conversation here, but this is a gold star movie, 100%.
No, I enjoyed this so much.
Drink up. Cheers to that. This is fucking great. John, you had one gold star, and then you just all of a sudden we have 3 gold stars. Cheers. Dave, are you not drinking again?
Fantastic.
There we go. Cheers.
I feel like there was also a good balance between. Here, let me try to put this in context of like most crime movies. You're going to get really like close and intimate with maybe one or the other, the killer, the criminal, or the detective or detectives. And I think one thing that was so interesting about this was that it was fairly objective. Like I didn't feel like I was in Cagney's story, and every now and then I would see what the cops were doing. I felt like I was like watching the criminals and watching them. And I think that's why at the beginning, Dave, when you said it was really fun to just watch the step-by-step how they would try to catch them, whether it was the ABC car deal, the pinpointing with the radio and the way it would send out that wave so that they could triangulate where the position was. There was so much of that allowed itself to be fun to watch because you kind of felt like you were able to observe the entire world. You weren't as wrapped up in the emotion of one single character, which is usually for me, I prefer to feel very emotionally affected as an audience member by one or a couple characters, and the world around them feels a little bit more like it's shrinking around them because you're so insular with them. This was so refreshing. And I think for me, the main reason why I felt like it worked was that feeling when I was somewhere 2/3 into it, where you're saying, Dave, like it's like 4 movies, where I was just enjoying watching this crazy story. I just wanted to be in this world. Right. By the time they got to the chemical plant, I was so excited just from the drama of knowing that this was going to climax in what was probably going to be a very big, big way. Yeah. And suddenly, because of that, it started to feel emotional for me. And I don't know if it's because I was watching all these people culminate in the same place and I knew there was just going to be punctuation to the big thing that they've all been doing over like months. This story takes place over years, doesn't it? Right. He's in the slammer for no less than no more than 3 years. And I know they break out, but still, I think it's at least around a year, months and months and months.
Probably months to a year, yeah.
That I did get that feeling of like, oh my God, this is all coming together. It gave me that sensation that you get sometimes with epics. And I don't know if I would feel comfortable saying this is a crime epic, but it kind of felt that way by the end of it.
Totally. Well, God, yeah.
Also, I don't know whether you noticed, but every time they set up a scenario, they gave you multiple ways it could go wrong. But only one of them paid off. So you're like, okay, they've suggested this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, and you get one of those. So the whole way through, you're guessing. Is something going to go wrong? Are they going to get away with it? What's going to happen there? They keep you guessing the whole fucking way through the film.
I think another thing that's really cool is, actually 2 things. Number one, reminder, the story credit. There are people who technically are credited with writing the script. The story credit's a woman in 1949, and I'm not saying that to talk down. I'm talking up. This is somebody. Well, I can only imagine in 1949. This is a man's industry, and she is the one who came up with the whole story for this whole thing, which stars mostly men. And yes, the women characters are fucking awesome in this movie too.
How much you want to bet she wrote some of Ma?
And yeah, there's great. I feel like a lot of the best movies, The Heiress, All About Eve, that came out in this time period. Yes, it is aware of how important women are to society, but like American society did not keep up with this mantra. So I just think that's really cool. So kudos to Virginia Kellogg, who would get another Academy Award nomination in 1950 for her story for the movie Caged, which is a John Cromwell directed movie that people probably will never see. But she got 2 Oscars in a row, and that's pretty cool.
I mean, in the beginning of Hollywood, most of the screenwriters and editors for decades were women.
So this is something that maybe she even wrote the scripts, and then they were like, okay, cool, we're going to take it from you and have men rewrite. Who knows what the whole situation is of this, but I think that's really cool. I think another thing that's actually really cool too, and I think what do you think about this? So the heist, I didn't really know what the heist was, and maybe I missed it. You guys fill me in the blank. So the heist is they're going to sneak into this plant and rob everybody. Honestly, I thought of Bad Santa. I'm so sorry, I'm the worst. But it's like you rob the safe on Christmas Eve of the Christmas store. Like, and it's like, we're going to go in and the holiday bonuses are in there. So sorry that I thought about Bad Santa, but not sorry because it's fucking awesome. Go watch Bad Santa. It's Christmas season, people. We already put our tree up. Fuck everybody.
Oh, you're one of those.
But he goes, so they go like, we're ready. Basically, like, we're ready for the heist. He gets out of prison, and they're all ready for the heist. They're basically waiting for him to get out of prison, even though his job doesn't seem that important in a way. In many ways, like he's going to be in the open gas truck, basically the oil truck with him, and he's mad at them for spending. Why didn't he steal the truck? And I feel like it's almost like the director tipped their cap and said, we know he's not going to end up winning. He has to get, it's like, of course it's going to catch up with him at a certain point. Because why didn't he sit there and think what they're thinking, which is, if the haul is $200,000 and we spent $15,000 to make it easier, isn't that worth it? Why would we steal it? And now we're driving a stolen vehicle to this plant. Why would we? And I feel like in a weird way, that's a very subtle nod, and it helps the viewer appreciate he's going to die. But at the same time, it was also subtle enough that I wasn't thinking, well, they're all definitely going to die. I hope the cop lives. I wasn't thinking that, but it's like, I just feel like that was a really cool, subtle way of being like, this motherfucker, can't last. This is not going to make it past the film. This guy's going to go down. I feel like that was cool.
And just his general elation in being a criminal.
Exactly.
Right at the beginning,
back in business, boys.
It's not The Godfather, right? It's not The Godfather where Michael's like, why don't we go legitimate and then we're immune? Because I think that's the coolest part about Godfather 2 is like, as much as legitimacy sucks, you couldn't have a Godfather 2 without a court. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's important. Sorry, Dave, what are you saying?
No, I was just saying right at the beginning, he's like, just with their targets, just the federal money. Like, even gangsters won't fuck with the post office as well. So it's like,
no, but what did they get
targeted.
Al Capone on?
Yeah.
They got Al Capone on taxes because
it was.
He was
did you guys think it was when they're like, there's sirens everywhere and they drive into that drive-in? How fucking cute was that drive-in screen? Little 4x3 drive-in screen.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I actually missed, going to the drive-in and somebody just delivers a little mini radio to me.
Yes.
They turn it off.
Technically, guys, I thought technically, we both said it out loud. We were like, oh, cool. Everything was practical, of course, back in the day.
Yeah.
When they shot in the nerve gas, what was that? Those were awesome, like little explosive powder gas
smoke
things.
canisters,
Like,
yeah.
That looked so real, the way they exploded in the air. Like, I don't know, it wasn't like hitting the ground and like doing the usual, like, oh, there they come. I also thought there were some real explosions, obviously, but very simple, like cutting techniques at the end that just lent itself so well to the suspense that had been created for when they actually cut to show these big shots of these giant explosions. I just thought it was even that first one, top of the world, boom.
Yep.
Like, it didn't matter that nowadays they would be like, let's CG the fuck out of it and watch his body like get shot up into the air
let's
and
see
stuff.
his face melt.
All of that shit is a fucking
That's so 80s.
waste of time. It makes movies
Let's watch
worse.
that. How many face melts in the 80s were there? Every movie had a face melt.
Yep.
So
Dave, what about
stupid?
Dave, what about the sound? This is way back in I literally told you that like the fucking 45 came out this year.
Yeah.
The sound of this when they're tracking the truck, right? When he rigs that sound and that sound. I mean, I feel like alien movies.
That was actually a sound effect from a sci-fi movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, like meaning that previously, like before 90.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember what movie by any chance?
I do not.
It's okay.
I can't remember, but they used it in a sci-fi movie and recycled it for this.
But I was sitting there, I was like, they had stereo? I was like, my first thought, the sound was great on that.
Yeah.
No, they didn't have stereo. I'm sure it was all recorded on optical track back then, and it was just single mono sound, and there had been some re-releases that maybe have just split that mono sound into stereo.
Could have been just the process.
All of the sound effects back then were on mono optical track back then.
Could have just been the processing in your sound bar doing
it. Sounded great.
I mean, but honestly, everything, did you guys understand every word?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
Back then, those mono mixes, that dialogue came first. You're never going to have trouble hearing dialogue in an old movie.
Even the terrible actors who they may have dubbed.
Ever since
like the guy with the face over it, the way he was using his voice was like, please tell this person. I was like, okay, but it was so effective at the same time.
Ever since I upgraded my soundbar to a Dolby Atmos one, I haven't had that problem with dialogue at all.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
My computer's my TV's been stalling a little bit, and I don't think it's my Wi-Fi. I can't tell if it's my TV Wi-Fi connection. I don't know if it's the router. I don't know what it is.
Could be a set to your fucking football settings. I don't know.
It's not. You stopped that fucking date. That was so long ago. You changed my fucking settings since you made this goddamn joke. Fuck.
He's so easy.
Can't believe you lived with that.
And I'm talking about the fucking Wi-Fi.
Not only did he live with that, he made me watch Coda with that.
You fixed it.
Oh,
Fuck you. I even had a fucking Ethernet cable.
It looked like fucking neighbors from Australia.
Okay, so fuck everybody. Fuck every single person. All right, say one more thing about this movie, then we're going to wind it down. That's how we're going to end it. That's how we're going to end our 3 gold star movie, okay?
This is the first gangster film I've enjoyed in a very long time.
Yeah.
Is The Third Man a gangster movie to you?
No.
Okay.
That's a spy film.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. I think that is it is exactly what I think you're looking for a quintessential classic Hollywood gangster movie with a star that you've heard of that you might not have seen too much. I mean, he's in tip-top form in this movie. It's just, I just can't say enough. Honestly, it's one of those that I have a feeling I'm probably going to watch this at least 10 times before I die. It's just one of those where you can revisit it. It's probably very entertaining every time you watch it. It moves so quickly. So I can't imagine anybody disliking this movie. I think most people would be like, wow, I loved that.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
And also, do you remember, I bet you John will, when there's a little like infamous thing of Ethan Hawke talking about how in film school they don't teach acting, but they teach cinematography. And he was like, think about it, there's a lot of good cinematographers, people like Kubrick, right? Who have been great directors, but think about how many great actors have become directors. You have Tarantino as an actor in a way, you have Charlie Chaplin, you have Robert Redford, there's a lot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. First of all, Raoul Walsh had an eye patch, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
he genuinely had an eye patch. But second of all, he was an actor first, and so the life, the action in the film, he understood that from an actor's perspective, and I think that's cool. He also fit into the studio system and everything. You can tell. You could tell. This is definitely something you can feel. You can feel this movie. It's great.
Yeah, good all the way around. There's not a weak attribute, I think. I don't think anything was underdone. All right, that's it.
All right. Well, we're going to spin the wheel right away to find out what year we're going to be talking about next week, but we're not going to choose our movie until the end of the episode, so you got to sit through what you've been watching where we give you our recommendations of the week. But let's spin the wheel. John, do you have any guesses as to what Dave is about to spin right now?
87.
Raoul Walsh's fucking IMDb picture with that eye. He's like smoking a cigarette in a suit with his eye mask is fucking awesome. You said 87. I was 1 year off last time. I'm going to be wrong this time. 2011.
Here we go.
Oh, no, Dave does the new thing. You do the... Oh, I don't see anything, Dave. I don't see anything. I don't see a single thing.
Oh, you're right. You don't.
Who cares? Who cares? What is it?
1988.
98.
88.
Oh. 88.
Oh, sorry.
88.
Yeah, John was 1 year off.
John was 1 year off this week. Hey, John, can we please choose a movie where someone's face gets melted, since we literally just talked about it?
I'm sure we can.
That was Australia's 88 was, I think Australia's bicentennial.
Nice.
Well, so.
Since you guys first became a prison? Okay,
so
I
went to World Expo that year.
Dave, we'd like to start with you with what you've been watching. Why don't you give the people some recommendations? What you've been watching this week? I know you were working on a musical, so let's see what you got.
You know what? I read about that Apple TV show Pluribus, and I finally found some time and watched it.
I've been dying to
fucking watch it right now. Like,
I need to
turn
watch
the show off and go and watch it. Fuck me.
Fuck. I know.
It's written by
on already.
It's on. There's 2 episodes out. It's written by Vince Gilligan, one of the writers of Breaking Bad. It's fucking
one of the writers of Breaking
phenomenal.
Bad, dude. He is the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah, but fucking phenomenal. It's sci-fi like I've never seen it before in my life.
All right. Well, see, now part of me really does want to wait so that I can just binge it. I
go fuck
lose
yourself. Watch it
momentum
now.
with the great shows week to week. I just don't know if I want to do it. but I cannot wait.
This,
wait, only one's out?
Needs two. There's 2 episodes out. The first episode broke Apple TV. It was so popular. This needs the cliffhanger of the week.
That's why my fucking TV went out. Because it was an Apple TV. Yes, okay, because they released 2 episodes to critics, and a couple critics that I respect, that I like, that aren't just stuffy critics, basically said the same thing as you. It's fucking awesome.
And I love her. What's her, from Better Call Saul? What is her name? She's so good.
Ray something. Ray.
Yeah, she has an interesting name.
We'll look it up. Dave, anything else? Dave, anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. That's all I want to recommend. Watch nothing else but that.
I can't wait. Fuck.
Yeah, me neither.
It is like the best thing I've seen in years.
Oh, fuck.
I believe you, dude.
John, what's up? What do you got?
He's pretty great. I watched, still going with Haunting of Hill House, that we kind of paused.
Yeah.
Watched some Bond films. I don't know why. At one point, we had a weird, tough week, and I was like, oh, I think I want to watch a kind of a shoot 'em up or a
talking about Thunderball the other
movie
recently.
or something. We went for the more recent one. So we did Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. We'll probably keep going with those just because they're fun.
How many times did you tell Elizabeth that Quantum of Solace happened during the writer's strike? So,
Oh, I didn't know that. All I said at the beginning of it was everybody thinks this one isn't the good one.
it happened. They didn't have a script when they started filming because it was technically during the writer's strike. So it was a weird when they were developing the movie in black, basically, because that's why it's so good. Great. Couple good. I feel like they were like, let's just make some good explosions. There is some good stuff in there, and there are some very attractive people.
Some good action.
Yeah.
But is that the worst of the Daniel Craigs? Okay.
I think so.
He would think so too. Okay, cool.
Oh, crap.
So
my recording just shut off. Everything just shut off.
I heard it happen.
we heard something happen too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
That's cool. I'll swap to the Zoom track for the end of this.
Yeah, he could easily. Dave, you got that? Do you want to timestamp it or anything?
No. Don't need to timestamp anymore. I'm that good.
Can you please keep the woo, 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 or whatever that we just heard? No, I'm just fucking.
That was
we'll have to. We got it on this end too. So
anyway,
no, that was weird. Okay.
I think the big thing that we watched, like I said, I had to adjudicate for something this weekend, so it took me a little bit out of the weekend because it was an all weekend thing for me this weekend. Is I know we've been talking about the Murdoch series. I'm sorry, people, but you know it is pretty popular now. It's the #1 most streamed thing on Hulu right now. Is the Murdoch family murders. I forget the exact.
Fuck that owns Fox News, is it?
No, that's Rupert Murdoch, but that's good, Dave. That's really good, very good. No, this is it's actually spelled Murdaugh, Augh, but they pronounce it Murdoch because it's from South Carolina, those motherfuckers. And I think I told you I watched a documentary about them recently because apparently a friend of mine had lunch on their porch one time. And the family ended up going on having a murdering spree. But anyway, there's a series that's on Hulu right now that stars Jason Clarke, Patricia Arquette, and some other people. And it's just a really good series. And it's a great if you want to if you're a murder mystery docu-series fan, you've
How do
seen
you guys feel about those fictionalized reenacting, high production value? They kind of weird me out.
It's a mixed bag. Especially because
Pluribus instead.
Well, yes, I agree. Yeah, Dave, I agree. But it's funny because it's I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about if I didn't. I've seen both documentaries now. There's one on Netflix and one on HBO Max, and now the series is on Hulu. So we have 3 different networks all doing the same shit, basically, right? But I've been thinking what if I've only seen nothing? What if I've only seen one? What if I've only seen the other? What if I've seen all? And I actually feel like in a weird way, they have to do a game and it's hard for them. But John, you're a filmmaker. Dave, you're a filmmaker. You're going to have these problems sometimes, I'm sure, in your future of okay, we have to please the people who've seen both. They're going to have expectations about the incident, the murder. So how do you film that? And we're not going to get to it until episode blank. I'm not going to answer that. Of course, go watch the fucking series. There's a documentary that's 2 seasons. There's a documentary that's 1 season. And I think that all things considered, it's fun. And I think they do it well. But to your point, I just hope it's at least we know it's going to be 1 series, 1 season. I think that's the best thing I can say is it's just watch the series, watch it. And then if you are interested, watch the documentaries because the series is great and the actors are great and the writing is really good. The supporting actors are great too. And I hope that they break out from this. And I think that's all I'm going to recommend. If there's anything else I missed, it's because I drink on the show. So we're going to take a quick break, listen to some Dasein. We're going to have a nice tidy...
Wait, don't take a break yet. I did want to recommend this movie that I saw. I didn't talk about The Vanishing last week, did I?
Nope.
Or did I?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. I mentioned it at the very end of the episode because I think I was talking about how it kept getting recommended because it was supposed to be a scary, terrifying, disturbing movie. It's a foreign film. It's a Belgian film from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Did I mention this?
Yes.
Oh, that
Yes.
I remember that.
I remember The Vanishing.
I wrote it down, but
Did I do
remember
it as did I do it as what you've been watching? Had I already seen it?
I think so.
I can't even remember, you guys.
Yeah,
because
I remember asking how your therapy was.
Honestly, I just write it down now for the episode notes, so I don't know.
I know, whatever. All right, whatever. We're done. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back.
And we're back!
Uh-huh.
Guys, we talked about it for a little bit, but we've made our decision. This week, next week, we're going to do a movie by Martin Brest. That's Brest, who also would direct Meet Joe Black, Scent of a Woman, Beverly Hills Cop, Gigli. Sorry about Gigli.
It's not for saying that, it's for mentioning it.
This is available right now on Netflix. Right now on Netflix, you can watch this movie. We are doing Midnight Run, co-starring Robert De Niro and largely inspiring one battle after another. One of the best movies of 2025, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and also written by him. Anything you two knuckleheads want to say about this movie before we release our friends?
No, let's let him go.
On Netflix. Watch it for free. See you guys.